Chelsea. This month's Chelsea Area Chamber Spotlight is Native Medicine. It's owned by Mark and Nancy Malone, and it's located at 219 East Layton Street, right here in Chelsea. They are deeply committed to strengthening the local community, active members of the Chamber of Commerce. They actively support youth programs, proudly cheering Go Dragons. Their dedication to giving back under the leadership of General Manager Chris Bennett has earned them recognition as the Chelsea Area Chamber of Commerce Business of the Month. For more information about them and their community efforts, contact them at 918-789-8194. Once again, that's 918-789-8194.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Center Stage Community Podcast, where we give the community the center stage. I'm your host, Justin McCall, with my co-host, Cynthia Sanders-Mascharini. Hey, Cynthia.
Hey there, Justin.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So this is our episode number 2, doing this together.
Yes,
as Cynthia being the co-host. So what do you think so far?
I think it is pretty amazing. I'm excited to be given the opportunity to join you and get to meet all these great folks and share some information with our community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And today we have a awesome guest that I'm really looking forward to, who's going to be able to share a lot of great information. And he's been in Chelsea most of his life, if not all his life, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And he has a very important role in the community, and we're going to find out more about that in just a minute. Before we go to that, though, I need to remind everyone that Center Stage Community Podcast is brought to you by InsureBoss. InsureBoss with 2 locations, one in Chelsea by the name of Route 66 Insurance, right next door to the busiest place in all of Chelsea, the post office, and also behind Harbor Coffee in Ulagal by the name of Chalkline Insurance Agency. And remember that InsureBoss is insurance you need for the coverage that you expect. I almost messed that up. Can you believe that?
you haven't done it enough.
I just do it every single podcast.
Yeah.
I just looked at our guest, though, and I kind of went blank. So
it's all right. All right.
Anyway, so InsureBoss is insurance you need for the coverage that you expect. There we go.
Yes. Speaking of insurance, Justin, I had a little question for you.
Sure.
I was just wondering, how am I supposed to know that I have enough coverage, liability coverage, for my vehicles?
Wow. That's a good question. I'm glad you asked that because I run into this, almost every day, I guess, in my profession.
Most of the time I would just be like, hey, whatever the minimum.
Yeah, so, we get a lot of that here, at the office as well. Here's the thing. People want to save money, and I get it. And they think that if they get the minimum liability limits, that it's going to save them money. Maybe, but I would say in the long run, it could cost you a lot more money than actually being insured appropriately. So here's how we do that here at the office. So we ask the customer, are you a homeowner? Do you own your home? If yes, okay, what's the value of your home? Let's just say, for this example, let's say $200,000. Okay, very good. What's your income? Let's say it's $50,000. So that's $250,000. Let's say how much. What's the value of your vehicles? Let's say both of them are $30,000 a piece. You have 2 of them, so that's $60,000. That brings us up to $310,000.
That's quick math.
Do you think that state minimum liability 25, 50, 25 would cover the loss to make sure you protect all of your belongings if you had an accident?
Probably not.
Probably
depending on
not.
What happens.
Probably not.
But
yeah.
majority of the time, if it's not just a fender bender you're looking at.
That's right. Yeah. So what people don't realize is that if you're in an accident and you're liable for the accident, you injure somebody else's being, or you damage their property, you are legally liable to fix that, which is where insurance comes into place, right?
Wow.
You transfer the responsibility of taking care of that loss from your pocketbook back to the insurance company. But the insurance company is only liable to pay the minimum amount that is on your policy. So if you've only signed up for a policy with $25,000 in coverage, which is state minimum liability, and you cause $50,000 in damages, which how much are new vehicles these days?
Man, I've been looking.
Not much, right?
Not
much.
I'll stick to my little used car.
Yeah. Yeah. So if let's say you total a brand new F-150 and you have $25,000 in property damage coverage, you're going to be hurting because the insurance company is going to pay the amount that they're required to pay, but then an attorney is going to get involved, and then your wages are going to be garnished, and then you're going to get a lien on your house and on your automobiles so that you won't be able to sell them until you pay off your debt to the person that you caused the damage to. So it's important to make sure to have this conversation with your insurance agent to make sure that you have enough liability coverage that will protect you and your assets in the event that you are liable for causing a loss.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that information. I've just always gone with, hey, whatever the minimum is. And now I guess I'm going to think twice.
Again, you can call me at 918-789-3848. Look us up on the web at www.insureboss.com, or come by either one of our offices, either in Chelsea or in Oologah, again, behind Harbor Coffee in Oologah by the name of Chalkline Insurance Agency, and Route 66 Insurance in Chelsea. All right, now we got that out of the way. So, Cynthia, today I'm excited because we have, would you say, another government official?
Yes, a pretty prominent one. Pretty important one here in the town of Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Without further ado, guys, I'd like to introduce you to our guest, Mayor Gavit.
Yes.
Hey, it's good to be here.
Welcome. We're so excited.
It's been a long time coming. We've tried to do this a couple of different times, and things kept coming up, and I'm excited.
Yeah, we're happy to have you.
Yes.
Yeah, very happy to have you. So let's just kind of jump right into it. So was I right about you being a lifelong Chelsea resident?
Lifelong. I was actually born across from the post office. The little house is still there. It's beside the Calvary Lighthouse Church.
Oh, wow.
And my dad moved us here, I believe, in August of 81, and I was born in November of 81.
Wow. Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I've been here for a long time.
Yeah.
So lifelong for you, but not
Lifelong.
necessarily your family. What brought them to Chelsea?
My mother and my dad met, I believe, at a camp meeting, in a church camp meeting in Texas. And then my mother was from Oklahoma, and they fell in love. And after a little while, she convinced my dad, I guess, to move to Oklahoma. So
Awesome.
he moved here, and I've been here ever since.
Whole camp meeting. All
Yeah,
right.
I think I've moved 5 times in my whole life, and all within about a 6-mile radius.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Been here for a long time.
Wow.
Love it. It's home.
Well, you must love it. You
Yeah.
must love it. I mean,
Yeah.
taking the position that you've taken in our town government, how wonderful. Now, can you tell us a little bit about just you and your growing up here in Chelsea and what that was like and your experiences here?
Hot. I remember the summers being hot, and I do remember, sadly, and we'll get more to that in a little bit, but the Main Street was the place to be. I mean, most of the old buildings you see downtown were full up of different businesses, barbershops, different ones, and it's kind of dwindled, and that's one of the things that I wanted to get in and be on the council and try to
Revive.
get some things going. You
Yeah.
know? And the older houses around town that people they weren't livable anymore.
Yeah.
And we've gotten some of those removed, torn down, and new houses going up. We got some good things going.
Oh, yeah. I think Kenny was here talking about that, and what an interesting thing that our local governments have come together to do that and revitalize the town and give it a bit of a facelift. I love that. I think it's great. And then, I mean, when you think about how you grew up here and then looking at how you want it to be, it's awesome that you've taken the stand of getting involved in those changes. So
Yeah, I've got a really good team surrounding me, and it's all the councilmen and city manager. All of us have the same vision. We want Chelsea to grow, to blossom into, we know it ain't going to be, a town of 10,000 more than likely, but we would like to get it to where, with the help of the community, get it back up to its potential. I mean, Chelsea has so much potential.
oh yeah.
And it just takes, unfortunately, I say this a lot, but it takes a lot of time. It takes money.
Yeah.
I hear a lot that, well, we need business. We need business. We do need business. But business can't thrive if we don't have the people to support them.
Yes.
So the housing thing, we're seeing people moving to town, and that's an awesome thing. I see
Yeah.
new faces quite a bit. And in fact, I talked to a gentleman yesterday that is building houses out in Prairie Ridge Estates. And
Oh, yeah.
there is, I believe he told me there's 5 families that are moving from the Claremore area here within
wow.
the next year.
Yeah.
2 of them
That
have already
is
moved, and they're
awesome.
building 3 new homes.
Awesome.
So that's children for the school.
Yeah.
They both own businesses themselves, so
Very nice.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Well, you
I
have to
think-
have something that will appeal to, when you want growth and you want more
Absolutely.
business, you have to have something that will appeal to people to bring that business here.
Absolutely.
And like you said, being able to sustain that. So having you guys work as diligently as you have is amazing. We're very thankful. And it doesn't happen overnight.
No,
It's been
it
a
doesn't.
process. How long have you been mayor of Chelsea?
Well, actually, I've been on the council for about 4 years.
Okay.
I got elected in and was nominated as vice mayor. Evan Barnes was nominated as mayor.
Okay.
And then he ran for county commissioner, so he stepped down, and then they nominated me to the mayor position.
Awesome.
And then Mr. Copeland covered that assistant position for a couple of years. And then he didn't win the election this year. And then I actually nominated Lisa Wooten
Yeah.
to be the vice, and she got it. And I've learned so much from her. I don't always, I try to take counsel, so to speak, from people that's been, had more time than me involved in things. And, I was really green to it all and really nervous. I mean, I didn't know. I just knew that I wanted to help and make a
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
And she has helped me a lot. Kenny's helped me a lot. Have a really good team. Mr. Helms, I mean, different ones. I can reach out to any one of them. Usually they all have really good ideas. And we got a good team. And if we can get everything done that, that we have a vision for, Chelsea's going to blossom and thrive even
Well, I
more
think
than it
that
already is.
It's already rolling. It's already going. You
Yes.
guys have gained traction for sure in the things that you're already doing, and like I said before, we're grateful as residents of Chelsea that you're putting the time and the effort in and seeing those things through. So we really appreciate that.
Yeah. And you stated a little bit ago that you started out as a council member, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what before you decided to do that? I mean, tell me what the thought process was. Why did you want to run for city council? What was that like discussing with your family and moving forward with that aspect? What all was that like?
So I actually had an individual come to my house that was employed with the city of Chelsea, and he said, "Man, I think you'd make a really good fit." And I was like, "Yeah, no, sir. I don't think I have the time. I don't have the knowledge that I need."
How long ago was this conversation?
Roughly 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah, I had about 8 or 9 months to think it over. And I talked to my wife. My wife she supports me, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm her hero, and she's mine.
Aw.
I mean, we've been together for 21 years, or married 21 years
Awesome.
this December.
Yeah.
And she's always supported me. And, of course, my daughter, she thinks the sun rises and sets in me just like I did my parents, you
Yeah.
know. So I would drive around and see the houses that were abandoned. And I thought, man, that's sad. That's such a nice lot. The house, I'm in construction myself. So I could tell by the roof line looking
Yeah.
at a house that this thing isn't fixable.
Yeah.
It's too far gone.
Yeah.
Man, there's just something we can do to clean this up. And that was part of my initiative to push forward and run for a council seat. So.
Yeah. So looking back over that time frame and the decision to go ahead and move forward with that, what are your thoughts now as far as, was that a good decision? Was that not a good decision?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely great decision. I've learned so much and met a lot of people too.
Yeah.
And I never was one that, and I never really wanted to be the mayor, which is the one that runs the meetings and have to talk in front of people. I mean, I'm really country. You guys can tell. Didn't like the spotlight shining on me. I wasn't that type of guy, but when I was nominated,
Here you are. I mean,
Yeah,
Here
I know.
am.
Hey.
Yes, almost 5 years or 4.5 years later, somewhere around in there. And again, having a team around me, and Kenny Weiss, the city manager, I can call him, and he'll explain stuff to me. Especially in the early days, he would explain things to me, how they
Yeah.
worked. And Mr. George Fraley explained a lot of things to me. I'd go sit at his office for a minute and he's a very straightforward man. He's been here all of his life.
Yes.
And I like a straightforward person. Well, you're doing this wrong. Well, you done this wrong. Well, that just helps me grow.
Yeah.
It really does in the long run. Corrective criticism.
Hey.
And I'll accept that. If I've done something that isn't quite right, then I can accept it.
Well, you don't necessarily get a script when you become mayor, right? It's
No,
just
No, ma'am.
okay.
It's
No,
just, it was
nope. It's here you go. Hey, welcome. Now
Yes.
get to work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I sat in on a couple of different meetings and kind of knew how they went.
Yeah.
And kind of what was expected.
Yeah.
And I've changed things a little bit, the way I word things or go about, but for the most part, it's all stayed the same. And again, having a good team around me, I've mentioned that several times and will again, but that is huge.
Yeah.
Having the others.
Well, we hope to get the opportunity to have. I'm hoping to get everybody their chance to come on here and get to meet everybody too.
yeah.
But
Yeah, you should.
I tell us a little bit about. I want to go back to Elizabeth. You mentioned your amazing wife, and I want to know a little bit about, because I guess maybe because I'm the girl on the show, I want to know how you guys met and a little bit about that.
Okay.
This is your opportunity for some bonus points. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I need all the help I can get. Okay, so I was friends with, been lifelong friends, I guess, as far back as I can remember, with the Grissom family. So Melissa
Yeah.
Crawford is kin to my wife. She's a cousin, and she actually introduced me and my wife. And I'm not going to mention the age, but I was almost 5 years older than her, and I was 20. And she had just turned 16. So obviously, we wasn't allowed to just go out, which I think that's a really big thing. Don't just turn your children loose. But we met at church. I heard her sing.
And she's got a voice.
And I fell
Yeah.
in love. I was like, man, that chick can sing. And she'll tell you I was pretty froward. Like our first time out, we went and rode four-wheelers and, kind of got to know each other. And I said, you better hold on, you're going to fall off. And she was holding on, like, just barely holding on. She's scared to death of me. But 21 years later, and one beautiful daughter the Lord blessed us with. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We're not letting her go four-wheeling with somebody, right?
No, ma'am. Not even going to happen.
No.
But
So
No.
you said the Lord bless you with. So tell me, are you a man of faith?
yes, sir. Absolutely.
What does that mean to you?
Everything. That's what my life revolves around. Without God, we are nothing. And some more exciting news. We attend House of Prayer Church down in Foyle. And this year, me and my wife were she was already helping some with the youth, and then she needed help. So we actually took the children to youth camp in Eagle Rock, Missouri.
Yeah.
And we have a small group. I think there's 9 children.
Yeah.
Had some really good experiences there. And then I realized that it was time for me to step up to the plate. And kind of a burden came over me for the youth. And I was never one to do anything like that. I always wanted to hunt, fish, do my own schedule. And I lied to you, Justin. I guess I do talk with my arms a little bit. But anyway, we came home and we was having a special service at church and telling the youth the different experiences. My daughter gave her heart to Christ, something we've prayed for since she was born at youth camp.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yes, sir. It was very exciting.
Yeah.
And had another young man as well. And come home and the church board, I guess, got together and pastor come up to me afterwards and he said, I think you should take over the youth. So we were voted in, and me and my wife are the new youth leaders at our church.
Awesome.
I'm nervous, scared, and excited.
Hey,
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
as a fellow kids pastor, sir, welcome, and we'll pray for you.
I'm going to need it.
It is a wonderful thing to be a part of, and it's so exciting. But you're right, it's terrifying. I think when I don't know if it's this for you, but for my husband and I, when we took on the role, it was like, are we going to do a good enough job? Are we going to be able to teach them all the things that they need to know so that they can grow in their own faith for the Lord. And it's such a huge responsibility.
Absolutely.
You know, as a parent, you're like, oh, your own kids. And then you're like, hey, guess what? These people are trusting you with their children.
Yes.
And so, but every single, we pastor Sunday mornings with the kids, and every single week it is just another week where we are fulfilled in such a different way than I've ever experienced in my life, and in my faith too. They teach you a lot too.
Absolutely. Patience.
Yes, they
Patience.
do. And man, how awesome camp. There's nothing like camp. I love
yes,
church camp.
I'm ready for next year.
Yeah.
Me and my wife was talking
Did
about
you
that
go
already.
thinking like, oh, okay, I'll go?
So I really needed to go last year. My wife, she took some children by herself, and it was a chore.
Yeah.
And we have a Polaris Ranger, and I took it up there, and it's a huge camp.
Yeah.
It's Impact Ministries is who's put it on, some really good friends of ours, and they started it. And so I hauled our Polaris down there so she could commute back and forth from the swimming pools and all the different things. Well, this year she said, you ought to go. And then I talked to some of the others, and you ought to go. And I'm so glad I did. It was it was a lot of fun.
The Lord had a plan. The Lord had a plan
All along. I just had to get myself in a position to hear what he was wanting.
So I don't mean to go too far down the rabbit hole. I know that everybody wants to hear us talk about the community and plans for the community and so on and so forth. But I think this is important to find out, what your roots are, because it affects how you make decisions and what's important to you in your life and all that kind of stuff too. So have you always been a follower of Jesus, a Christian, or is that something that you kind of grew into? I mean, raised in church or not raised in church, or kind of give us a background with that too.
I was raised in church. My dad is actually an evangelist, and he's pastored a couple of different churches. So grew up. I had a drug problem when I was a kid. I was drugged from this church to this church to this church to this church.
I thought you guys were going to get the tea, but
so grew up in the church, actual Bethel Holiness Church over on Oak Street.
Okay.
And when I got a little bit older, I got a lot smarter than my dad, as a lot of youth
I've
do.
never been there.
Never been there at all. And
you believe me?
there's forgiveness for that story too there. But anyway, I went a long ways out and ended up with having an alcohol problem, really bad, and to the point that I had to get some help, and it took some years. I mean, but my wife loved me through it, kept praying for me. My mom and dad. My mom passed on in 2004. Cancer got her at 46.
Oh wow!
But the prayers continually go up, and she knew when I gave my heart back to Christ. And
was there a defining moment? Was there something that happened to you where you just realized, or somebody talked to you, or anything like that happened? Or
when I looked up and saw the bottom, that's how far down I was. And when I had a really good friend of mine come up to me, and my wife had told me, "Man, you got a problem. You got a problem." Now, I know I don't. I didn't want to hear it. But a good friend of mine come up to me, and he said, "Man, I don't even really want to hang around you anymore. All you want to do is drink." And that was coming from my best friend. Yeah. So that is the one that really it hit home with me. And I knew which direction to go. I knew where to turn. But so often, we're stubborn in ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't want to turn back to the direction we should go. But it got to the point, you can't come to Christ unless you're drawn. You got to be drawn of the Spirit, and I couldn't even feel the drawing of the Spirit. And I'd go out by myself. Okay, I'm never drinking again. I'd get out in the woods and I'd promise God a whole bunch of stuff, just lie to Him, is what I'd done. And He loved me through that. And one day I went to a revival meeting with my church or with my wife, and I didn't feel nothing, and then I was fixing to dismiss one time, and I told God, if you'll deal with my heart,
I'll go with the rest.
I'll pray. I'll try to get through this and give my life back over to you. And right at the end of service, I'll never forget it, the pastor stood up, and he would always say, if all minds are clear, let's stand and be dismissed. Well, as he said stand, he said, "Wait just a minute. I feel like God is dealing with someone." And about that time, I felt the tug of the Holy Spirit on my heart, and I went.
Yeah.
I kept my promise that time, and the Lord done a miraculous change in my life. And I failed since then, of course, like we all do. And but I chose to not stay down.
Yeah.
And was able to get back up different times. And
What did you learn? And please interject anything that you have. But what did you learn specifically about God when you turned back?
Man, I don't know. He was there all the time.
Yeah.
You know. And he sent his son to die for us, and he didn't die in vain. He loves us. He will go as far as it takes to get a sheep back in the fold.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't deserve it. I did not deserve it, but he had mercy on me, and I'm very grateful.
It's not because you're worthy. It's because of mercy.
That's exactly right.
For sure.
I love that.
If we were worthy, Christ wouldn't have needed to came.
No.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have needed to die. So.
I can definitely resonate with what you were saying about feeling like you're like, I hear nothing. I feel nothing. And it was never that he wasn't there. It was it didn't matter. You had to let him in to start making those changes.
Absolutely.
And often we're just like in our own self trying to do it, not fully surrendered.
He stands at the door and knocks. It's us. It's up to us to open the door and let him in.
I think that is a great way to sum it up.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to sum it up. So tell me, how long ago was that?
I was 31 years old.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm 43. I'll be 44 in November of this year.
Wow.
And time has flown by.
So, I'm sorry, I got to ask one more question about this.
Go right
So, since you gave your life back to the Lord and everything, have you noticed any kind of restoration, family-wise, community-wise?
Oh, family-wise, it's a daylight and dark difference. I mean, went from haggling my wife all the time, you know, because I knew that everyone wasn't a hypocrite in the church. I knew that.
Yeah.
But when all the years, she never stopped going to church, and she was a song leader, worship leader, all those years, and I don't know why you're going. That's just a bunch of hypocrites up there, you know. It was the devil working through me to try to bring her down. Is all it was, and I was being a willing vessel at the time, you know. I wanted her to do what I was doing.
Yeah.
That's what I thought I wanted.
Yeah.
But looking back, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd made a statement before that. I can get me a church girl. They'll stick beside me, you know. And that was even before, and because I didn't really get really bad until my mother passed away, and then I threw we called them devil fits, you know. My mom was 46. We were really close. She had intestinal colitis and Crohn's disease.
Oh, wow.
When I was probably 2 to 3 years old, and she got down to like 79 pounds, going to the bathroom 20, 30 times a day. Wow. I mean, really, really
rough.
Bad shape.
Yeah.
And she told the Lord, she said, I would like to see my children raised. And so he healed her like almost instantly and started gaining weight. And my sister got married in September. Me and my wife got married in December. My mother died in January. So the Lord kept his promise to her. He let her know that he would let her get her children raised. And that's exactly what he done.
That's what he did, but it did change the trajectory for you because the loss.
Yes. Yeah.
And I fully understand what it is to lose somebody and then and feel that grief and that longing and then the why. You know.
Yeah, the questions.
Why and that, you know, all the things come. Anger, resentment. I mean, and like you said, you called it a devil fit. You can go and have those, and we don't want to, but aren't we so grateful that we could come back to a loving Father?
Absolutely.
I mean, 100%. And your mother, obviously, you said she played a big part in your life. You guys were very close, and losing her, I mean, that had to be extremely rough.
I just turned I turned towards alcohol.
Yeah.
Instead of turning towards God and letting Him help me, like my sister done, like my dad done, and
so they all turned that direction while you turned the complete opposite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went the opposite direction, and I wasn't a Christian at the time anyway.
Yeah.
And I already was drinking quite a bit and had some other vices, but I just went farther and farther. And my dad was struggling so bad. I mean, they've been married 25 years, and that was his soulmate, his best friend. So my dad, ended up, his world was upside down.
Yeah.
And I'm not blaming him at all, but he really wasn't in a position to help me, because of the state of mind he was in.
Right? Yeah.
So I wouldn't have listened anyway. I mean, just being honest, I know me. I'm really stubborn and bullheaded. I'd have went my own direction,
Yeah.
But
that stubbornness.
mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we didn't plan on this podcast going this direction. I can't help but wonder if there's somebody out there that's going to be watching this that really needs to hear this and know it's never too late to turn back.
Never too late.
It isn't in your life
Never too late.
now where you're at, and you're
Yeah,
you're
the
going
restoration.
Yeah, the restoration. You're going.
Yes.
You've got your beautiful daughter, your lovely wife. You guys are now going to be out there helping out these youth, these young kids, and you're serving the community in a major capacity. I want to shift gears from that to talk about what it's like doing your job as mayor and how that kind of affects your family. Does it take a lot of time away from them? You said Elizabeth is 100% supportive, which is awesome, but
it really doesn't take a whole lot of time, except for certain. It comes like in waves. I'll be on the phone quite a bit, and my wife will walk outside. I pace and talk.
Oh, okay.
So I'm on the phone talking. Whether it's something positive or negative, either way. And I'll just be walking up and down the driveway, or sometimes walking up, and she'll come outside. I was going to come spend some time with you, but she was on the phone again. And so, but it's not a constant,
Okay. Yeah.
I've had to miss like a few softball games of my daughter, and she's pitching some, and very proud of her. Yeah, she loves it. And but for the most part, no, it really doesn't take away a whole lot of family time. I mean,
good.
And my wife has shown up and come to a couple of the meetings, and just to kind of see how things are operate that way too. So
So take us into that responsibility as mayor, and the meetings and the phone calls and the plans for the future, and your vision for the community. Kind of walk us down that and what you're looking at going for the future.
Well, along with everybody else, there's several different things that citizens of the town want to see done.
Yeah.
We want to see the park fixed. There's nobody wants to see the park fixed any more than me, or the lake, the sidewalks, which that's fixing to happen from high school. We've got a plan. We've got some donations. So quite a bit of sidewalk footage. I think there's somewhere around 5,000 feet starting coming from down the hill. So that's going to be huge.
So that they can walk safely.
Yes.
Okay, man.
Keep the children out of the roads.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That's wonderful to hear. I love that.
Yeah. And it's...
So you have to pick and choose too. That's the other thing, is when these projects come up, you have to pick and choose what's more important. And I love the parks, but I do see them kids walking to school.
Foremost, the children, the safety of our children is top priority.
Yes.
And I know some might not think that, but that we pay attention as the council, myself and the others, but we do. And if you don't have the funding for it, you can fill out for grants, you can do all kinds of different things, but if you don't get them, I mean, the money's still got to come. And some people can donate $20,000, $25,000, very much appreciated, but in the grand scheme of things, that don't get you very far.
No.
Right.
So you gotta pull it all up until you get enough to start a project, like we've done with the sidewalks. So very grateful for those donations that came in there. And the parks, again, we have a plan in place. hopefully that happens sooner rather than later. It's just it's a time thing.
Yeah.
But we do have a plan in place for getting the parks
and there is a lot
back up too.
There's a lot that goes into that, right? Like not
Yes.
just the planning part. You guys are applying for grants,
Yes.
so that it's not going to cost the citizens of Chelsea money, right? You guys are trying to do as much as you can,
Yes, ma'am.
to make sure that we as citizens here, it's not directly coming from us. So those things, they take time.
They take time
They do.
and a lot of money. Everything
Yeah.
is went up. Like on the construction side of things, a house that you could build, say 10 years ago for $120,000 is now costing $280,000, $290,000.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that on the
Oh, I was
insurance
gonna
side.
say,
I've
I was
never
gonna
heard
say.
anything.
Oh man.
Yeah, everything is just
Replacement
escalated.
cost.
Yes, replacement
Yes.
costs skyrocketed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
From the chemicals to the water plant.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they've tripled.
Yeah.
I mean, they've went up just a crazy amount. So, I mean, I get the things. My water bill went up again. Well, we can't give it away.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we have employees to pay and, licensing and all of that different stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just a trickle down effect. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to, unfortunately, I pay the same amount as everybody else does.
Yeah.
I don't get no breaks, no cuts.
Are
Yeah.
you sure?
I'm positive. I'm positive.
Well, like I like how you said that we've got employees to pay. So when our city water employees, I mean, they have to see increases. I mean, their cost of living goes up too. So if our
Absolutely.
water doesn't go up, we can't meet that for them.
Mhm.
I mean,
And if you can't pay wages, I mean,
oh,
people have to do what's best for their families.
yes.
So you could end up losing
good employees.
good employees if you can't, and I believe that we've got it up where we're competitive.
Oh, good. Okay.
So with our policemen, our police department as well. I mean, so that's come up quite a bit since I've been in, and hopefully we can keep coming up. So I know on the police department, actually the mayor of Veneta called me 2 weeks ago, and he was asking what our pay scale was, and our officers are making more than the Veneta officers.
Wow.
So we've been able to raise those
That's
up.
great.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
We have a really good fire and police department. I mean,
We
both
do.
those guys are
Well,
incredible.
The more you can pay, the higher quality, and more
Absolutely.
qualified, and you're going to be able to bring in, the more
Absolutely.
experience
Yeah.
and all that good stuff too. So
And there's
that's
a ton of community involvement with them too.
Yes.
I
Oh, yeah.
love seeing
Oh, yeah.
this. It's just, it's
Yeah.
wonderful.
At the 4th of July celebration
Oh,
this year,
yeah.
I mean, the firemen were doing their thing, and the police department, Chief Dickinson wanted to do the safety course for the
Yes.
bicycles.
Yeah.
We had donations come in there. Some of the council members, reach out to other different people, got helmets donated, bicycles donated, and then at the end of it,
They gave
were
bikes
given
away,
to
didn't
they
they?
gave
Yes.
the bikes away to children.
Yes,
So,
they were giving those bikes away. And I love when you were talking about small town in Main Street. Shane and I mean, my husband, when we came here, he's lived pretty much all his life in California. So when we moved to Oklahoma, he's seeing all these kids riding their bikes on the streets, and he's like, man, that is so awesome. And I thought it was a wonderful thing because I had seen on Facebook, maybe some people complaining about the kids being on the street, and then there was comments about their safety and how great that it took no time for the police to step in and say, we'll do something.
absolutely.
And
Instead
and
of
then-
chastising the children,
Oh,
they step forward
no, and-
willing to teach.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
awesome.
cool,
That's-
and so cool to see in a small town these kids riding their bikes in the summer and having a good old time.
Yes.
Riding over to Jiffy Mart and getting them a pop and just riding around town. It's cool.
I've heard it said there's nothing like small town America.
Yes.
There's nothing like small town of Chelsea.
Yeah.
I love this town.
I-
I really do. I was born here, and I figure I might as well just stay here.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to.
Must be God's will for my life.
Yeah.
Well, we brought up an important point just a little bit ago about the community involvement, from the police department, the fire
Yes.
department, and then also, Mayor, you brought up the 4th of July spectacular put on by the Chelsea Area Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
And the tendency sometimes when things change and aren't the same way that it's always been, and we don't understand why it's not the same, we tend to become defensive and ask questions in wrong places, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Instead of looking at what is happening, we tend to fall back on what we used to have and not appreciating what we have. I mean, everything except for the food trucks at the 4th of July Spectacular was absolutely free. You didn't have to pay for anything.
Yeah.
And instead of recognizing that, sometimes we tend to fall back on, but it didn't have this and it didn't have that and it wasn't this, or whatever. So I just think that's spectacular. 4th of July Spectacular.
Hey.
I think it is spectacular because you have all of these groups coming together for the
Absolutely.
benefit of the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
And providing it at no cost.
Yes.
No, and what a fireworks show it was.
Yeah, it was a good one.
What a
Yes,
fireworks
very,
show it was.
Very good.
It was a good one.
And thanks to Country Mart.
Yes.
He
does
Man.
super good
Yeah.
for the community.
Yeah,
He's
always.
very much appreciated.
Very generous, very community oriented. I think a lot our businesses here in town, they are. They're really
very giving people.
Yes.
Everybody is very
people.
generous
Yeah.
here.
I believe everyone come together, and there's no I in we.
No.
And that's the thing, is everyone came together, and change is often scary, but it's often necessary as well.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a few changes taking place, and some of the decisions that the council's had to make haven't been the easiest. And
you guys know you're going to get you're probably going to get a little flack for it.
Yes,
but
yes.
it's for the better of the community.
We all took an oath to do what was best for the city of Chelsea, and I think every one of us in our heart of hearts are voting for what we feel is best for the town of Chelsea.
Yeah.
And for the whole community, not for us, for the future, for the children. That's I've spoke to each one of them individually, and I believe I've spoke with all of them, and that's all of our goals. We just want the future of Chelsea. I don't want to hang around at 1,900 people. It's a little bit more than that, and we've came up. My personal, I'd like to hit about that 2,500 mark.
That'd be nice.
And I believe it's going to happen. I really do. We got the new housing going up, and different areas around town, and I actually met with a guy a couple of days ago that he hit me up. Hey man, can you drive me around, show me some of the lots that you guys have for sale?
Awesome.
I might be interested in building some new homes. So
that's great.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
that's amazing.
New houses, new people, and it gives us as a community an opportunity to welcome people in and show them how wonderful this place is. Chelsea is a wonderful place to raise your kids. And when you said about, leaving something for the generations, I think we were talking earlier, and that's, we all three of us have younger kids, and our goal, I don't want to ever leave Chelsea. I want to stay here. And my hope is that my children will plant roots here as well, so that my grandkids can come to my house when they feel like it, and they're not having to leave our small town to go somewhere else for other things. And so I think that it doesn't happen overnight, but all the steps that you guys are taking, that the council is taking, the things that the chamber is doing, everybody is pushing forward for that goal. And it is
the gas authority, the medical authority,
all of you guys coming together for this whole development thing is wonderful. These lots that you guys are doing in the spec homes, and how'd you guys come up with that idea?
To be honest, I had nothing to do with that.
Oh, okay.
I had nothing to do. That was a vision, I believe, that Mr. Wiest had some time back, and he actually went to some of the other.
I think he did say that. He went around and got some other maybe other towns that gave him ideas of things. That's and I love that you guys are willing to reach out, that you guys are willing to take advice from other places, and if it's working for them, why can't it work for us?
Absolutely.
Right? Awesome. Yeah. Fabulous.
There's a lot of people involved that have a lot of people involved that have the same vision. So you get that, and you've got a pretty strong army. Yeah. And I think it's going to change things. Yeah. I really do. Yeah. I'm excited.
Can two walk together unless they be agreed?
Mm.
Right.
No.
So it's important that everybody is on the same page. And,
Absolutely.
And that's one of the reasons why we do this podcast, is because I'm just be honest, there's a lot of negativity out there. There is. And here's the thing, the negativity doesn't do people that I don't want to speak for them, but they want good for the community, but they're not part of the solution. And when they say something, all it does is create greater rifts. Yes. And so I want to invite those people, come to the city council meetings, go to the different organizational meetings that are out there that happen every month. And, if you have a complaint, voice your complaint. I'm sure people will want to listen to you and come up with a solution. But if you have a better idea of how things can work, we want to hear that too. Right, Mr. Mayor?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Come to a council meeting, and if you want to speak, there's a little form you can fill out, and it'll come to me. And at the end of the meeting, there's questions and comments. I'll call your name. You can get up and give your ideas, concerns, gripes.
Do you guys is it a packed house?
Not typically.
No?
I mean, we have of course the schedule. It comes out like the Monday before, so it's listed. So if there's important things on there that people are concerned about, then we might have more. We have our usual 25 to 30 probably is what it averages.
Yeah.
And then sometimes there's 40 or 50 in there, maybe even 60 at times, but.
Do you think that probably maybe some of the negativity comes from not understanding what's going on behind the scenes?
I think social media is a problem.
Yeah.
They believe the first thing that they see and just take it, Miss So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so's word for it instead of actually getting, because I've been guilty of that. I mean, well, I trust that guy, and he said this or that, so I'm just going to go with it. The thing for me is some of the council members or somebody will shoot me a text or of something negative that was said, and I don't do negative,
Yeah.
I don't get on a lot of those different things and look at them, because if you know in your heart that you're doing your best and you just constantly see negative, it'll have an effect on you.
Oh yeah.
You feel like, well, why am I even trying?
Yeah.
So on the political side of things, that's what I've done. I mean, I have my certain beliefs, and when I start seeing all the negative, I just got off of it. I just blocked all those sites, and I just quit watching it, and I become a lot happier person.
Yeah.
It didn't affect me as much.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, you said that your faith drives everything for you. So
Absolutely.
We're never meant to focus on that negative.
No.
And you can't do what you're trying to do if that's where you're going to stay.
Yeah.
So how does that plays a huge part in what you're doing no matter what, right? Your
Yes.
faith. So you can't look at the negative, and I think that the best thing for people to do is to step away from social media and, like you said, Justin, get involved. If you have an opinion, guess what? You have a vote on things.
Absolutely.
You get to be a part of it. That's what the power of our democracy and our system is, and we get to have a voice. So if you have an opinion about something or you have questions, going to those meetings and being a part of it is a huge thing. Social media can only do so much, but if you make your voice heard at the meetings, then I think that that can help you.
Yeah, it'll go a lot further that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you'd have a
the other
better
way.
understanding of what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And some people are real passionate about different things in town, and I've seen people come in and they was pretty hot under the collar.
Yeah.
I'm not one to just automatically on the defense all the time. I don't think everyone's out to get me. I'm not that guy. I look at it as they're passionate about something. I'm passionate about a lot of different things, and some might raise their voice, or it might get a little heated in there. And for the most part, it doesn't. But I've seen it happen, and those people are giving them the benefit of the doubt. They're just passionate about what they're talking about, whether it be parks, whether it be streets, whether it be whatever.
Yeah.
But it's all for the community. Even though they're coming and they're voicing their opinion, they're passionate about the community too, in their form. So I like that you say you'll listen. You open your ears and you hear what they have to say.
Yeah.
You know?
I should listen to everyone the same, whether you own a business in town or you don't. You know.
Yeah.
It's I'm supposed to listen, and I do my best to listen to every opinion. You know, some of them don't make sense from the get-go. Just being honest, they just aren't possible. And then other things, it gives me ideas. You know, and somebody might look at me like, well, he didn't even hear what I said, but
you're like, nope, I heard it. I'm listening.
A long time ago, I'm not bragging here, but I'm pretty good at multitasking. So I was working for Parks Portable Buildings. I was 13 years old, and I was roofing the buildings after school, and putting the shingles on them. That was my job. I'd go roof a building or two after, and I learned. I end up working for them, I think, 9 or 10 years.
I was going to say, you worked there for a while, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And worked there several years, and the boss would tell me something to do, and I'd never stop what I was doing. And I got in trouble for that. And he'd say, hey, I want you to stop, make eye contact with me. And you don't even know what I said. And yes, I do. And what did I say? And I'd repeat it back to him, and he'd walk off shaking his head. So if someone has, that being said, if someone has something or they talk to me about something, I'm not throwing it in the trash. Whether you're prominent in town, I try to look at everyone as an equal.
Yeah.
I honestly do. I'm no better than anyone else. I'm really not. I'm just a citizen of town that I'm glad to be here, and I want to see Chelsea grow. So if you think that I'm not listening, I'm listening. I really am. It's some things aren't feasible, but I do care, and like I say, some of the ideals has started a wheel rolling in my head. Like,
I was wondering that. Hey, you know, you're listening, you're setting it back, and it might not be now that it's feasible, but it doesn't mean that it's not something that's possible in the future.
Yes.
You know, everything has timing. All things have timing. So just because you've said it and it didn't happen doesn't mean that it's not going to.
Yes. It could be just an ideal that I plant a seed somewhere, or one of the other council members, and we add it to something, you know, but.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
I know that we appreciate having somebody that is open and hears our voice as a community. Yes. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
What is in your future? What do you see for your future here in Chelsea and going forward as mayor?
Retirement will probably never happen for me. I am not geared that way.
Yeah.
I stay up late, I get up early, and I'm pretty much always on the go. I really don't know. I'd like to see my kids playing, and my grandkids one day playing in the splash pad.
Someday would be amazing.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's.
I believe it's going to happen. I really do.
Yeah.
You know, it's not entirely just up to me, but we have a plan in place. Like I said earlier, I'd like to see businesses downtown just thriving. I mean,
we see more and more popping up, and I love it. I'm seeing, you know, we've got a couple little places. We got the salon that popped up open in town, right? We've got that, which they have a hairstylist. They've got some other salon services. I think we've got.
My wife was really excited about that because she don't have to drive to Claremore every week or whatever. So she started using them, and she's like, "Hey, they're right here local."
It really is nice.
And
it really is nice.
Money spent in town just goes towards the future.
We've got I think a tattoo parlor in town too.
I haven't visited there yet.
I have not either. I haven't yet.
I'm not a needle person. No needles.
No.
You know, I want to say what you guys said about money being spent in town. I mean, I don't spend every dime in town. I think it's hard to do that. But I will say it's important that we do as much as we possibly can because every dollar that we spend in town, of course, it goes into taxes for the town and stuff like that too. However, more than that, though, it goes to support a mom or a dad.
Yes.
paycheck, which then
Absolutely.
that paycheck gets rolled into more payments to another business in town, and that goes to that family, and then over here to this family, and then so on and so forth, and it builds up. And so money spent in this town, as much as you can, is not just you reaping whatever you're buying, it's benefiting another family of this community.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And occasionally, I know that some people, the price points are a little higher, but that's any small town that you go to. You have to pay a little bit more to get things brought into our small town too.
Yeah.
You have to.
If a person factors in, and me and my family, we probably spend the majority of our money in town.
Yeah.
We buy a lot of groceries from Harps. I do most. I'm in construction, small business. I buy the majority of the stuff from Walker's
Awesome.
here in town, and it's. I can opt to spend the money locally, or I can put gas in my vehicle. That's, $20, $25, $30 or whatever it takes to drive to Owasso and back, or 10 or 15 to drive to Claremore and back. Well, if you add that, in the long run, you're really not saving that much money by leaving Chelsea. And I understand there's things that you can't get in Chelsea, but some things you can, and the things that we can get in Chelsea, primarily, that's
what you do.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So.
I like that. I like that encouragement, Justin, and just, reminding people. I think that sometimes we forget that if you're buying from the local grocery store, you got kids that are running that cash register and or families that are putting food on their table, working there. So just remembering that we are, if we're community minded, then it benefits everybody.
Yeah.
It sure does.
It goes into the school, goes into the families, goes into the government.
It just round and round.
Yeah. You're doing what you can to help benefit the community in more ways than one, I guess you can say.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
But Mr. Mayor, we're about out of time. Is there anything else that you would like the community to know before we end up wrapping this up?
Stay positive.
No, I like it.
Stay positive. Always positive.
Yeah.
There's things that's going to come about, and part of it the community is going to get a chance to be involved in. Some of the things that we have here are in the future.
Yeah.
Potentially, and I promise you, I'm doing my best. I ask God for
I
wisdom.
believe you.
I don't make decisions just off of a whim. I literally do ask God to give me wisdom on how to vote on different things. And there's been times I didn't listen to him. I'll just, I went with what I thought was in myself right, and it wasn't right.
Yeah.
But anyway, stay positive and move forward. Help us move forward.
Awesome. Be involved.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Be involved.
Be involved.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Well, Cynthia, this was a good one.
It was.
We learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Definitely.
And we're got a lot of good stuff coming in the future, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
After talking to Mr. Mayor, after talking to town administrator that we talked to about a month or so ago.
Yeah.
So we've got some good people in the community that are in positions of authority and power that wield it out of a kind, loving heart, that want the best not only for their own family but for the community as a whole.
Yeah.
And so I think we have some good things coming up.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I believe so.
Well, that's awesome.
Yes, sir. Well,
Definitely.
thank you guys for what y'all's doing.
Well, thanks for
on
coming.
the podcast and everything, and y'all's positive outlook in what y'all do for Chelsea. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that very much.
Yes.
And Chelsea, remember that the Center Stage Community Podcast is where we give the community the center stage.
Well, thanks. That's a wrap.